Hi everyone, today's lecture is an introduction to HTML. It's going to be relatively short. HTML is not a programming language, it's a markup language. And to be honest, it's relatively easy. I'm sure that you have no problems with it. Again, we won't be doing websites, so I'm not going to go into any details. We'll just go through what HTML is, what are the most basic tags, and that will be it for the lecture. So yeah. All right. Here I have to add number 4, which is going to be other HTML tags because I couldn't fit them all in a single point. So yeah. Okay, let's get going. So what is it? HTML is the first point. Then we have the HTML tag, and then we'll be doing a demo with the most popular HTML tags. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so HTML is a hypertext markup language. It's not a programming language, it's just a markup language, which means that it describes the structure and formatting of a web page or a document. I would like to think of the HTML page as a Word document, like so it's very similar, where you can add pictures, text, lists, and so on. You can make some of the text bold, italics, underline it, and so on. So it's pretty much that, but written in a more complicated way, I would say. So yeah, okay. An HTML document consists of many tags which have different attributes. So we have a tag which does something. So for example, if I want to have a bold text, I'm going to have a tag which does that. And then inside I can set some size, color, and so on as an attribute to the specific tag. So just to clarify things a little bit, I hope I have Word. Yes, I do. So yeah, let's open up a blank document. Let's put some title. So HTML lecture. Let's make it a title. I don't know. Is this the title? Yeah. Then I want to have I don't know, first lecture. Let's change this to course to make a bit more sense. And here I'm gonna put heading 1. Then introduction. I'm gonna put this as heading 2. Then maybe some text, some random text about bunnies and zombies. Let me copy that a couple of times. I didn't copy it, no. What is happening? Control C, please, and then Control V. Doesn't work. I don't have to map it. This is Control C. Jesus. Okay, let me pause this because I use this quite often. For some reason, a feature from I don't know, Microsoft Word 95, which is Control C, Control V. It doesn't work in 2013 because I don't know, maybe we've changed keyboards without me noticing or something. But to fix that, you had to go to File, Options, and inside here, Customize Ribbon, Customize, Home tab, and then here you could do the Edit Copy, cut, and paste. Interestingly enough, this is the same. But the others were changed for some reason. This was Shift plus Insert or something, I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, now I can just copy and paste this a couple of times, right? And I don't know, what else can we get? Maybe something like a list of stuff, and inside here A, B, C, D, E, maybe, and do that here. Maybe I can make something bold like this one. So yeah, the point is that right now I can go to File, Save As, and Computer, Browse, maybe. Alright, and inside here, let me put it in Document. Inside here, if I choose HTML here, I'm just gonna do that. So yeah, if I click Save, and now I go to my Documents folder in here. Right here, we are going to see this HTML course. Sorry, yeah, HTML, and if I click twice, we should be seeing something which looks very, very similar to what we had in our Word. So those are, you know, pretty similar. The if you want to think about it, if you want to think of an HTML page as some sort of a Word document, that would be fine. Also, that's the way that I would like to think about HTML. But if we actually open it up to see what's in there, now we have some weird things which generate the whole, you know, page. So yeah, I actually wasn't expecting that. I was expecting something a bit better looking. But if we scroll down somewhere around here, we see, you know, the HTML course, first lecture, introduction, and so on. So yeah, this is what we will learn how to do today. Interestingly enough, if I right-click and I click on Inspect Element, which was with F12, why are you not with F12? Or you're working? Okay, so you're fine. Inside here, we would be able to see the structure of our page, which again looks a bit weird, and if you want to write the same thing, it will look a little better than this. Yeah, so another example that I wanted to show you is if you go to our website and I click F12 again, and if I remove all of the let me just see where those are. So body, script here, no, script here, no. Style, okay, so here we have some style, footer style. Does anyone see the styles here? It's in the head, yeah, right. So here we have the first style. If I want to delete that, delete that, delete that. This is also CSS, this is also CSS, CSS. A bit more, a bit more. Does anyone see another CSS file? I don't. Alright, and this is what you get in the end. So you have a picture, you have some button, you have here a list with the menu, some numbers here which I don't know what those are, another picture, a couple more, and yeah, so here the upcoming lectures, all of them are links. We have more pictures, and that's pretty much it. So this is the pure HTML, and this is how it would look like. So it's like, you know, a simple text and some pictures, but, you know, no effects. If you wanna create effects, this is what CSS is for. And if I reload here, we will be able to see the CSS files which are making, you know, this thing glow green on hover, and you know, the scroller as well here, where you can click and it slides from right to left and so on. Some of it is JavaScript as well, but most of these things, like on hover, this effect, can be done with just HTML and CSS, and CSS is for the effects. Another thing that I want to show you is actually, yeah, I'm just gonna mention that. So if you know some emails that you get where they have, you know, like a newsletter or something, if you right click on this email, you will see that it's an HTML and not an actual text or an actual document. It's just HTML. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Are there any questions? So what we learned for now is you know, just that HTML is a bit more complicated way of just writing a document. Just, you know, just the structure and the formatting. Nothing that special. All right, so next up is the HTML tag. So tags are the building blocks in an HTML document. Each tag starts with what is the sign, like a less than or a triangular bracket? How do you call that in English? I don't know. Less than. Okay, starts with less than and ends with bigger than. Okay, there are two types. We have opening and closing. So in this example here, this is a tag. So let me draw. So this is a tag, H1. This is the opening tag, and this is the closing tag. And everything inside will be the information to be displayed in a specific way. So in this case, the H1 means that this corresponds to heading. So let me type that. So heading, of type 1, I would say, which is the largest. Okay, I can have a tag which is like h2, and I have to close that as well. So slash h2, and this is going to be slightly smaller heading. So if you have like some title, subtitle, and heading, subheading, and so on, this is the structure that you are going to get. Okay, and this text bunny website is going to be given in quite big, bolded and large size. So yeah, if you use this tag. So yeah, every tag you open, so almost all tags that you open, you have to close up as well. There are also self-closing tags, these ones, which they don't require both the opening and the closing tag, just this one. So the HR is for horizontal rule, which is like a line in your page, like that, and we'll see that in a second. The BR corresponds to a new line, so there is no reason to put some information in between a BR and a BR, right? So something like this wouldn't make sense. BR something, and then BR as well. The other way, BR. Because it's just a single line. There is nothing to put inside this tag that would make sense. Okay, we also have attributes, which are properties of the HTML elements or the HTML tags. They're used to set size, color, border, alignment, and so on. Like here, span color red. This is red. Also, some attributes are common for every HTML element, like ID, class, name, style, etc. And there are some specific ones. So if you want to do, if you want to place an image, this attribute here, which is called src from source, you will have to give a link to the picture that you are going to use. So yeah, the other one of the more common ones is href equals, and here you put the link to some place, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, so this href and this src, they are specific. So the href is specific for the a tag, which comes from anchor, and this is just gonna redirect you to some link. It's gonna glow in blue, like the one that I shown you on the website of our website. And this image, is just an image, but you have to give the source for it. Oh yeah, I have it down here. I didn't see it. So yeah. All right, that's pretty much it. And after that are the most popular tags. But before that, I would like to just start up or download something for Visual Studio that is gonna help me with my project. So let's go on to Google and Visual Studio Web Essentials. Go on here, we are gonna download this. So download Visual Studio 2.15, download here. This is just a simple tool for web development, which helps you a bit with some shortcuts and stuff that you would think would be good to use, but they're not included in Visual Studio as of yet. Since we are going to be using Visual Studio for this lecture and probably for the CSS lecture, I would like to point out that there are other tools that you can use. So you can even make an HTML page with Notepad if you want to, but you're not going to get anything extra when you try to code. So one tool that I would really recommend is Webstorm by JetBrains. It's really great for web development. Is there anyone here that uses Webstorm? Okay, so both of our web developers in the course use that. So yeah, it's really good. The autocomplete is really nice and has a lot of built-in features and a lot of shortcuts. So once you get used to it, you can really write your pages very quickly. I'm not sure, but I think at some point we are going to be using Webstorm, probably for the phaser course, but I really don't know yet, since I really wanted to use Visual Studio so that we are able to build for iOS, but this feature that they've advertised is currently either not available, or I got confused about something, because I really remember saying that there's a multi-platform development with Visual Studio 2.15. It says iOS and so on, but it doesn't allow you to build without a Mac, which is kind of stupid, I think. Why would you advertise that you can do something if you cannot, and you have to have a Mac anyway? So it didn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but we'll see once we get to the phaser course. But yeah, this is a really good tool. And actually, in Fractal games and in the casual Linux Studio, probably everyone uses this because it's just so nice and so good. But since all of you have Visual Studio by now, we are just gonna do it with Visual Studio, because this is quite basic. Alright, so I have to close and restart Visual Studio so that this is going to work. Just download this if you have to write a web page or something, or a web application, and you'll see that it's really good. Other people use Sublime Text. Other people use Notepad++ with some plugins. But I really like this one. Visual Studio is fine. Except for some problems with the server. Sometimes Visual Studio works with an ISS server, or IIS. I'm not sure. We'll see it down here anyways, which sometimes can give you some problems, but it still works. It's fine. Right. So let me start this up, and we'll see whether what I want to do is going to work with this, Web Essentials. This is not good. I'm going to pause the video probably if it doesn't work out quickly. Nope. Okay. So in the older versions of Visual Studio, there was a template that you could use, which was like an empty web project or empty HTML project or something like that. I'm not sure. Which for some reason I couldn't find here. Has anyone looked it up or has been able to find it, like an empty web page or something? No, but yeah. So I would go to new project. I had to press, not new website. So new project, and if you type in here HTML5 or just HTML, you are gonna get this. And normally you would get the other thing, which is a blank web page or something, which I don't see here. But I cheated a bit and I started this, so HTML application with TypeScript, and then I deleted everything, and I started writing from scratch. So here I'll put HTML demos and click OK. I think that's fine. So we have to wait a bit for the template project to be created. Alright, so where's my project? Come on, honey. Properties. I'm not seeing my view, Solution Explorer. Yeah, there it is. So here we have some files, and I really don't want to go into detail, but if you run this, you are going to get a simple page. So control. I don't want to. I pressed it without meaning to. I have to wait for it to build now, which is unfortunate. Can I close this now? Yes, I wanted to start it in Chrome, which would be fine, I think. Okay, so this is the basic template, which gives you the time and some title up here. So instead of looking at it, because we don't know TypeScript yet, it's really cool, but it's a part of the next course. Here we just need to learn a bit of HTML. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take those, I'm gonna delete them, and I am gonna start from scratch with this project. So right click on your project name, go to add, and inside here you can add a TypeScript file, HTML page, JavaScript file, style sheets, and those are the 4 that we'll be using in this course. We're not going to be doing any MVC or web forms because it's not our goal to make web pages. So let's click on this file, index.html. And right, so inside here it all automatically creates some stuff for us. I really don't want to get into detail, but all of these are tags. So this I think this doc type is gives you the version of your HTML. Am I wrong? Yes. And every HTML page starts with the HTML tag, which ends here. Okay. Then we have the head, which has some information which nobody sees in our page, except for the title maybe. Here you can put some meta tags and so on, but here let's just put HTML demo and see what happens when I run it. There is a question. So this title that I put is in here, and this is what we see, the title of your web page. There is a question. Why the file is named index? Well, index is a standard name, which is where your web page normally starts from. Like every website has a home page, so normally every application starts from the index.html. After that, you can add many pages. Like in this website here, let's go to our website. So this would be the index.html, and if I click again here, I should be in the same page. But if I click on courses, it's gonna redirect me to another page. So this is just like in our games with monogame, where we were saying that we were naming our program.cs as entry point, something that everyone will be able to see. So it's kind of a rule that your web page or your web application or game, anything that uses HTML should start with this, should be named this way, or at least I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right. Right, so here we have some other information that we don't really care about. The only thing that we should be looking at is this title has an opening tag and a closing tag, and inside here I put some information that has to be presented. Normally everything that we'll be doing will be done in the body, this lecture, and we'll just be giving different tags and which one does what and so on. So let's have a look at them. And we are gonna make some small demos out of it. So can I go to the next slide? Thank you. Alright, so we have the B tag, which makes something inside bold. We have the I, which makes it italicized. We have U for underlined, sub for superscript, sub for subscript. We have strong and M. So strong corresponds to B here, and I think the I corresponds to M. So those two will result you in the same text. You'll see the same thing, but Google indexes it differently. So if you want to make something bold, you should probably use strong, because this way you are telling Google bots that this is a piece of something more important in your web page, like a keyword or something important that has to be indexed by Google. The same goes for EM instead of the I, which normally, depending really on the website, but you can also do those with CSS. So I think these are rarely used anyways. Okay, pre is pre-formatted text. This thing I have to show to explain you what it does. So A is just a hyperlink. So if we go to the page here, this one, and I press F12 and I select some elements. So let me go to body, div, currently running archived. Can we see some A? Maybe. Nope. Let me search for an A and we'll see. I can right click here. Oh yeah, I can do that again. Okay, so we see that this button here is an A because it leads to some other place in my page. In this case, it leads to calendar, and when I click here, it redirects me to a new page. So yeah. All right. Let's get back to the presentation. So this is what the A does. It comes from Anchor. Then we have the image tag, which is a self-closing tag. We have the BR, which is a new line. Also self-closing tag. We have the H1, which makes a heading of type 1, and you can do H1 up to H6. And it's gonna make them, smaller and smaller subheadings of the main H1. We have P for a simple paragraph. Div and span are the most commonly used, so they both represent a section or some part of your page. It could be a text, a paragraph, a list, and so on. You can just put it in a box. So something like I can make some paragraph, which is from here to here with some text and so on. And if I want to do something with this box, I should put the paragraph in a div or a span, and this way I can give some I can give a border, I can place it differently and so on, and it's a lot easier if you just place it in a div. So this is just a section of your page. The difference between the div and the span is that every div comes on a new line and the span doesn't. There is another difference, but those are quite similar, I think. Anyways, okay, so then you have the UL, which is unordered list. We have the OL, which is ordered list, and this LI is the list item. So if you wanna make a list, something like with bullet points and so on, what you have to do is make a UL as a main tag, which we'll see in a second, and inside you have to have a lot of LIs. For the different list items that you want to have. Okay, right. I'm just going to go through the others, and then we'll write some demos, and that will be it. Okay, there is another type of list, which is like a dictionary. I think it's called definition list, where you have a term and you have a definition for the term, and there specifically displayed on your screen. You can also make tables, but I think tables are now officially deprecated in HTML5, and more commonly you should be using divs and just place them around the page. So tables are very, very rarely used these days, I think. We have forms and we have input, which we'll see in a separate demo. So input, something like a button, like a radio button, checkbox, and so on. We'll see all of these, or at least the most of them in here. All right, so let's start writing some code, since this could be really confusing. Okay, so let's say that I want to try just put some text in bold. What I have to do is type in B, close the tag, B this way, and I can write some bolded text. And I want to play that in Google Chrome, see what happens. And this now bolded. If I didn't put it in the bold tag, or just just like that, let me stop it. Just like that, just some bold text. You will see that this now is not bold. I just put some text in it. Right. So why did we install the Web Essentials? I can just say B, press tab, and it's gonna create it automatically for me, and I'm ready to type in. So I think almost all editors have this, or if you put a plugin or something, almost all of them will have this, and some other cool features that I'll be showing a bit later. So yeah, inside here, let's just put it some bold text. Leave it as is, and also I want to say something with I, so I can press I. This was for italics, some italicized text. Let's run that again, and you'll see that. Let me zoom in maybe, so Control 1, Now this is in italics. Okay, but since they're presented on the same line, I just want to make something to make them on a separate line. So inside here, I would just like to put the BR tag, which for some reason doesn't have the autocomplete. So I have to type it by hand. So BR and the slash. And yeah, so let's stop it now. Let's see what happened. Okay, and now it's on a new line. All right, now I can copy this, and I would like to place it after every single tag, so that we can see what's going on, and not just everything on the same line. Okay, so what did the U do? Underline. So this text is underlined. I'm gonna type a bit more, and then I'll be running this. So we have strong. This. So what did the strong do? Do you remember? Same as bold. So this is the same as bold, but as B. Maybe this way. But you should use strong instead. Okay, Control V. Right. After that, we have the EM, which was this is similar to it to the I, but you should use EM instead. All right, let's see how we are doing. Are we building our web page as required? Okay, so yeah, these are pretty much the same. So this and this one, you wouldn't be able to spot any difference, but Google does, and we want our website to be visible on Google. So if you need something to be bolded for some reason, then I suggest you use the strong tag. And also these two are the same. Okay, what else do we have? So let me just stop this again. All right, so we have a pre. So how should I be doing this? So let's put a yeah, so let's do that. This text has many new lines. What do you think is going to happen? They're all on the same line, and we'll see that in a second. This text has many new lines, and if I actually put the same text in a pre tag, so pre, and I do the same thing. So this text has many new lines, but it uses a pre tag. Now we should be able to see any kind of spacing, any kind of new lines and so on. So if I put some spaces here and here and here, we should be able to see the same thing in the so the one thing that I really don't like about HTML in Visual Studio is that every time I have to stop this and I have to play it again, and it actually creates a new page every time. So if you're using Webstorm, you don't have to be doing this all the time. Once you change some code, you don't even have to save. You just go in here and refresh, and it's going to tell you, it's going to give you the new version of it. Did it not save the spaces? I changed the other one. All right. So let me run that again. Control F5 works as well, yeah. Or you meant here, Control F5. It's not gonna work as well. So yeah, it just saves all of your spacings, white space, and so on in here. All right, what else do we have? We have the A tag. So I can just do that. href, and inside here I can do something like www.google.com, and click here, and it will take you to a magical place. And if we play this now, I don't have the new line, which I should have put, but yeah. So yeah, if I click here, not found. I don't remember how to fix this. Let me just pause this for a second. All right, so we had to add the HTTPS, and now it works. So if I just play that again, in here, if I click, it's gonna redirect me to Google, which is our magical place, you know, to look for things. Right. Okay, what else we have here? We have the img tag, so the image tag. And here source. Since I don't have any images right now, I'm just gonna go and get some from the ones we already have. So let's take this logo, just place it in here, and in the source, as soon as I start typing, it should be giving me the only picture that I have inside my project. Alt is an attribute, and href is also an attribute of the tag A. But inside here, the alt is what shows up when you hover. So let's just run it this way, and let's see what happens. All right, so we have this. It's fine. And if I just put the alt here, something like this is shown on hover. Nope.
The alt is what comes up if the image doesn't load.
If the image doesn't load. Yeah, you are probably right. So how is the hover thing? Where you know, a small box comes up on your image once you hover, and it tells you specific text. Nope. I don't think it's with JavaScript. Just give me a second here. Yeah, so what I wanted to do is with the title attribute. So let me just copy this and put it here. Alt is what is shown if the picture doesn't load, and we can try that as well. Doesn't load. We can try that as well in a second. So yeah, now when I hover, this is shown on hover, and let's make a deliberate mistake in our picture, and let's see what's gonna happen. Yeah, if the picture doesn't load, this is what you get, and I'm sure that some of you have seen this. If you are, you know, browsing through the internet, some picture couldn't load, and you normally see, you know, this icon only. But if someone decided to put a text, you will see that as well. So this is what the alt does. All right, so let's bring that back here, and I want to put a new line here as well. So br. Actually, why not put some you know, horizontal rule as well? So inside here, I would like to put a horizontal rule. This is not here as well. This is weird. HR, and let me copy that. Put it here, and maybe here, and let's see what happens. These are these lines here that you see from left to right. I'm not sure. Maybe someone will help me. Can I put, you know, something like width equals? Do I have to put it with style? Okay, so style equals width 50%, maybe. And this has to be. Do I have to put this? I don't think so. I don't know, actually. Let's check. Yeah, now this is, you know, a bit shorter than the rest. All right. What else do we have here? We have the h1 tags. So h1, and this is a large heading. h2. This is a slightly smaller heading. And h3, I'm not gonna type them all. There are headings from h1 to h6. and I would like to put new lines here as well. So yeah, they're already on a new line, but I want to put this thing here in the end as well. So Google Chrome. Let's play that. We are now a bit below. So yeah, this is the large one, a slightly smaller one, and so on up to H6. So if you want to do something even smaller, H5, H6, you know, it's pretty much the same. Okay, what else we have? Okay, so we are up to the point with the list. So I'm just following this slide here. So I'm just doing an example of each, so that you can see how it looks like. All right, so here I would like to make a list. So there are two types of lists. There is an unordered one where it just has like bullets, and there is an ordered one with, you know, with the 1, 2, 3, or you know, Roman numbers and so on. We'll see how to do those now. So so let's put a UL. Inside the UL, I have to have LIs, and I want to have a couple of them. So maybe 3 or 4. Here I can put 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a list. This is an unordered list. And instead of doing just 1, 2, and 3, let's put some bunnies in here as well. So bunny 1, bunny 2, bunny 3, bunny 4. All right. So let's play that. See what happens. And this is what we get: the unordered list with some elements. Here we have dots, which can be changed. So this has to be put here, I think. So I have to say type equals just type, and I can put circle, which I think is the default one. We'll see now. And oh no, this is the not filled dot. This is just the circle. Come on, here. The disk is the default one, and we also have a square here. So square, which I have to run again. And yeah, if you look closer, this is now a square. So you can change the style however you want. Normally, I think there is a way to put a picture as well in there if you want to, but you have to do that with CSS. I don't think it can be done. Can it be done with just the HTML? No, we have to have CSS for that. Okay. So now I have to make an ordered list, but since, you know, copy pasting, you know, is not that good, there is a nice way of doing that. So I want to have all L, and I want to have 4 LIs. So I just type that, and if I press tab, it already it just creates it for me automatically, which is like really cool. We'll use that for the table, I think, as well, which is slightly different. Okay, so here I can have type as well, and this can be one of the following. So I can have 1, I can have A, I can have small a, I can have small I, and capital I think. And I'm not sure if those are all of them, but depending on which one you choose, and we'll actually try a couple. So why not do that actually now? So let me get back, and I want to have this whole thing times 4. So do I put it here? I don't use that very often. Let's see. Okay, so now I have 4 ordered lists. All of them have a couple of elements, so let's do that. So let's put type here equals 1. Let's try the default one, I think. So then type equals next tag. Oh yeah, next tag. Yeah, this is the closing one. So I can put here type I. What is this doing here? I can put that here as well. Am I doing something wrong?
You should remove the type of the, yeah, right.
I should. Oh yeah, all L type. Yeah, what is that doing here? All right, and then so I have a 1, I have an I. Let's put. Can I put small a? I don't know, probably yes. And here capital I don't know. And let's put some bunnies in here as well, so I can copy this with Alt. And if I place it here, yeah, it works. So put them everywhere and see what we get. And yeah, all of the things that we wanted. So this is the standard one, the ordered list. Then we have with some I's, A, B, C, D, capital, Romans, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you make a list. All right, I suggest we have a very short break. I don't have much more things to go through. It shouldn't take that long. Right, so what remains are a couple of tags. I think only definition lists and tables. So let's get on with that as well. So a definition list with dt plus dd. So this is the term, and this is the definition times 2. And I'm not sure if I had to put a times 2 here. We'll see. Yeah, maybe not this way. If I put it just this way, is it gonna work? No. How do I make them all alternate? Does anyone know? Brackets. I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's try. Yeah, brackets. Good. Yeah, I tried it today and I figured it out, and then I forgot. So yeah. Let's make 4. So what do you want a definition for? Let's put HTML, hypertext markup language. What else? CSS, cascading, style sheets, bunny. A small, fuzzy, cute mammal creature. Is that fine? Yeah. Okay, that's fine as a definition. Zombie. Something that many movies were made about, maybe. Okay. Let's see what happened. Yeah, so this is the definition list here, and all of the terms and their definitions here, and this is how they look like by default. If you want to change something that is probably done with CSS. So yeah, I don't know, I think I've mentioned this, but this just describes the structure and pretty much the information inside the website, like pictures and text, but everything that you want to do in terms of styling, colors and so on, all of that is done with CSS. And what remains to be done is a table. So I want to have a table, and inside the table I want to have tr times 4. So I want to have 4 rows, and I want to have 3 columns which are done with th times 3. And let's see what happens. So tr is every row in my table, and the was it td or th? Th is for table header. So let me so this has to be td, and press the tab here. Okay, so tr is for the row, and td is for the for every single element inside the row. So let me just put here 1, 2, 3, 4. Not there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Let's run it and see what happens. So I have 4 rows and 3 columns, which means the number of elements that I have in every single column. Inside here, you can put some styles as well. You know, this is part of the CSS, but you know, just to show you something slightly more interesting. So style equals, and inside here I can say border 1 pixel solid red. Sorry, I can do it without the style. Let's have a look. Maybe. I don't know. Without, sorry? Without solid and red. Well, yeah, but I wanted to have solid and red. Let's bring it back to the way it was. So yeah, let's have a look at that. And there we go. Since this is, you know, too squarey, this one, I can put some border radius as well. So inside here I can put some border radius, and that would be something like, I don't know, 10 pixels maybe. Yeah, and now we have rounded edges around the border. Yeah, so this is styling, and this is what we normally do with CSS. It's never recommended to do that inside the HTML for some obvious reasons that will become apparent next time, I think. But yeah, so these are the standard tags, I think, and let's have a look at if we've missed something. So we did all of those. Sorry? Yeah, div and span. So div and span. Yeah, let's put it here. Actually, let me make a new one. So inside here, I can put add HTML page, additional tags. And what I want to do actually is inside here where I had my link, my anchor, I want to say additional tags. And once I click here, so let me just add a quick h1 new page. If I run it from HTML, if I run it from the index.html, I can click, and it's gonna take me to a new page as well. So click here, and then we see the new page of the website. So this is how you make, you know, links between your pages in your website. So let's go in here, and let's show some divs. So div, this is a div, and I would like to make another div. This is a second div. Alright, so one thing that we see is they come on a new line every time, and this is, I think, the difference between a div and a span, because if I do the same thing now with some spans, so this is a span, this is a second span. Alright, and you see, even though I've placed them on separate lines, they came up on the same line, because, you know, this is what they are. So the div is like a section, it's like a box, and actually, so that we can see it more clearly, I would like to do the same thing. So I want to say border 1 pixel solid red. Can I choose a color from here? That's really cool. Let's make it purple-ish. Right, so let's play that. And if you can see now, this text is placed inside the section, which is like really big, up until the end of the line. And if I do that for the second, it will be pretty much the same. Goes through the end of the line. Of course, we can change that with CSS. You know, say this div has to have a width of 50 pixels or something. Actually, can I do that straight up here? So width 50 pixels. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But that should work. Yeah, so now this is smaller, and since you know the box where the text is too small, the text automatically gets on 2 lines. And if I do that same thing for the span, so let me just do that here. If I do the same thing with the span, so let me just do this thing here. Span style, and this is very weird. Why does it do that? Right, and now if I play it, you see that this border is just as much as it needs to be to fit the text inside. I can do a similar thing where I can put, let me go back to the previous tag, so let's put it maybe here. Let's put a div inside here, close it up, somewhere around here, maybe. Yeah, everything is fine. And if inside here I do the same thing, border 1 pixel solid red, and let's choose another cool color. What do you want to have? Blue. I'm just gonna ignore this color suggestion, and you see now that this is, you know, just takes up the this box takes all of the space that's inside the of all of the text that's inside the box. And normally div is the most commonly used tag, and normally you put everything in a div. So if you go to our website, so Fractal Games, right, so this whole thing, this whole cube is in a div itself. This page, so this front page is in a separate div which is inside the first one. This is another div with, you know, all of the elements inside here, and so on. So normally this is, you know, very, very commonly used. You have to put everything inside a div, and then you can give it, you know, different stylings and so on, to kind of wrap up your information in one box, and then you can do with it whatever you want. Also, this thing is div as well. Each one of these is also a separate div, and once you have one of them, you can just copy and make the others and just place them on the same line and so on. So it's like the div is like a wrapper for your information, pictures and so on. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have? So the rest is, you know, just with some input stuff like radio buttons, some buttons, some text areas and so on. It's nothing too complicated, but I wanted to make it a bit more complete so that you see more of the HTML. So let's do that. So let's put form. So normally when you're doing something with input like username, password, you know, text form and so on, it's good to have them in a single form. And I'm not gonna put anything inside here. There are some attributes that you can normally put, like name and so on, but I'm just not gonna bother with that. So let's have an input. Okay, so we have a type and then we have a value. We can also put a name inside. So let me put here type. The first one I have is text. This is the most basic one. If I press Control Space, here we can see all of the types of input that we have. So we have button, checkbox, color, date, time, email. We have password, radio, reset, and so on. So we'll see just a couple of these, but you know, you can test all of the ones that you want at home. So let's put here text, and let's give it a value of I don't know, input some text here, and let's see what happens. Alright, so this is the default text that we have, and inside here you can type whatever you want, like send a message, or you know, first name, second name. If in here I put something like first name, we should be able to see see it here, and now it's a bit more clear what this text field is about. So let me make another one, because so input your first name here. I can just copy all of that, and inside here put a second name or family name. And this is going to look as follows. Let's put those on a new line as well. So I have to put an HR tag here. Or no, this was line break. Yeah, so BR. I always get those confused. I have no idea why. Yeah, so now it looks a little bit better. Let me put a couple of new lines here as well. So BR, so that you know these are separate. Okay, let's do something else. Input, and then the next one is type password. Value, some value. And this is pretty similar. The only difference is that if you type in here, you were just gonna see some dots inside and not the actual text that you place, so it's hidden. Alright, what else do we have? So input, actually text area is a bit different. Text area, and let's say columns 10, rows 10, and name, I don't know, comment on something here. Let's play that. And now you have this text area, which I'm sure that many of you have seen, and you can actually make it bigger if you want to. Nothing complicated. I want to place that BR here. So tag BR, close the tag. Okay, what else do we have? We have input, type reset, value, some value. Which does exactly what it says. So if inside here I put something, here I put something, here I put a smaller password, and maybe something here, some bunny. And if inside here I press reset, it's gonna reset everything which is inside the form. I don't know if it's not in the form, then it's not gonna reset it, I think. Yeah, so if I delete those, and I play it again, instead of some value here, reset form, and up here BR to make it a little bit better. And let's do the same thing. Reset now does nothing because they're not inside the form tag. But we want to have a form tag, so let's leave that as is. Form, and inside here close it up. Form, yeah, Control A KD works the same as with C#. So Control KD is gonna change any sort of you know, spaces here or here. Just gonna fix those. All right, what else do we have? Input, type submit. Submit is cool. Submit, come on. Value, submit. Play that now. Submit, and then it just gives you some. It could redirect you, or you know, send. I think send a request, either post or get, and so on. But you know, it's different from the reset in terms of functionality. So actually I'm not gonna write them and play them one by one. I would like to put them all because it's gonna be quicker, and we can see all of them. So we have input type. This is gonna be checkbox. Value is gonna be, I don't know, Apple, input type, oh come on, input type check. The next one is again checkbox. Here is orange. Let's put a couple of new lines everywhere. What else do we have? We have 3 more. So input, we have radio, value is going to be some value. Here we have male, bunny. I'm just going to copy all of that. Female, bunny. And the last one is select, and it's going to have 3 options times 3. Tab. So this is going to have name bunnies. The first option is going to have value value 1, B1, and the same here. I'm just going to copy that. Value 2, B2, value 3, B3. Some new lines maybe, or maybe we are fine. So what we did and we didn't see was the checkboxes, the radio buttons, and this select tag, and we'll see what those are doing now. So inside here, so these are the apples and oranges, or both, that I can click. This was the checkbox. This is the radio button. Let me zoom in a bit. Control 1. No, but I can only select 2 of them if they're in the same form, I think, or you can make it so that you can select only one of them. And this is the drop down with B1, B2, and B3. Pretty much everything, and a bit more, since those things, I don't know if you have them in a Microsoft Word, probably not. So it's very similar. Everything that you may need in a web page is here, but as you can see, it looks very basic. And to make it look better, you need CSS, which we are gonna do next time. But everything, like any website that you open up, even this one, you know, this is an image. Actually, let's inspect it and let's see what's in there. Yeah, so we have body, we have a div. We already know what that does. Inside this div, actually this one is a bit more complicated, so let's not look at that. But it has, you know, the same elements. It has image with some style. Here we have a form, which is the search button. So here we have a form. This is what we just did. Inside the form, we have some divs. We have the input here as well, which is of type URL for the search, and so on. So everything that you see here and on any other page is you know, just the HTML, but it looks better because it has, you know, CSS in it. So even here, if I just delete these styles, so this style, this is an HTML. I don't want to delete that style here. And you see that this is something that you could do yourselves now. So we have some links. This, I don't know what that is. This is a div as well. We have some lists here. We have more lists and so on. It's nothing that complicated to make a web page yourselves. When we do CSS next time, it will become a bit more apparent how to make it look better, but without going into any detail. So the cubes that I've just shown, so Fractal Games here, these cubes, if I just delete, you know, all of the CSS, it's gonna look terrible. But everything else, you know, with the cubes rotating and so on, this is done with CSS, and I believe not even JavaScript. I know that there is a little bit of JavaScript on our coming soon page, so fractalgames.com. So to make the cube rotate once, then stop, then go back the same way, This is done with JavaScript, but the whole, you know, rotation and so on, and the 3D effects and so on, those are done in CSS as well. But yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. Since this course is, you know, quite easy and no, nothing complicated here. It's gonna be very quick as well. I'll be very short on the homeworks, and this one is, you know, just to create a simple page with some bunny breeds, and then once you click on one breed, it gives you, know, some heading with some explanation, with some pictures and so on. Nothing complicated. It should take you about 30 minutes, but just, you know, to get used to, open up, write some code for HTML, and to just get you going. Yeah, references, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to help. No questions, anyone? Nope. All right, see you on Monday.